I trusted him more than I trusted myself, and that was my mistake. My name is Emily, and I am about to tell you a story about the man I left everything for, Marcus. We met in the cutthroat world of Washington, D.C. politics, where everyone's got an angle and no one can be trusted. Or so I thought. I was swept off my feet by Marcus's charming smile and charismatic personality. He was a rising star in the Democratic Party, and I was a young, ambitious journalist trying to make a name for myself. We started dating, and before I knew it, I was deeply in love with him. I left my job, my friends, and my family to follow him to D.C. and support his career. At first, everything seemed perfect. We were the power couple of D.C., attending high-profile events and rubbing shoulders with politicians and celebrities. But as time went on, I started to notice that Marcus would disappear emotionally whenever I needed support. He'd leave me hanging, not returning my calls or texts for days, and then act like nothing was wrong. I began to doubt myself, wondering if I was being too sensitive or needy. Looking back, I realized that I ignored the red flags. He started working out obsessively, spending hours at the gym, and suddenly caring about his appearance in a way he never had before. He took up new hobbies, hiking, golf, and playing poker, but never invited me to join him. And then there was the intimacy. He stopped being interested in sex with me, and I found myself wondering if I was no longer attractive to him. But I pushed those thoughts aside, telling myself that he was just stressed with work. After all, he was a busy man, and I was his supportive partner. I thought I was being understanding, but in reality, I was enabling his behavior. It was not until our honeymoon in Bora Bora that I started to feel like something was seriously wrong. He was distant, preoccupied, and barely looked at me. I brushed it off as jet lag, but deep down, I knew something was off. The night before we were set to leave, I woke up to find him on his phone, typing away with a look of panic on his face. He quickly hid it from me, telling me I was being paranoid. But that moment sparked something in me. I could not shake the feeling that he was hiding something. A few days later, I was at lunch with his best friend's wife, Sarah, when she pulled me aside and said, "Emily, I need to talk to you about something." Her voice was laced with concern, and I could tell she was struggling to find the right words. "What's going on?" I asked, feeling a sense of trepidation. Sarah took a deep breath before speaking. "I know this is going to hurt you, but I have to tell you. Marcus has been having an affair with your boss, Rachel, for 4 years." My world came crashing down around me. 4 years? How could he do that to me? I felt like I would been punched in the gut, my breath knocked out of me. Sarah continued, "I am so sorry, Emily. I know I should have told you sooner, but Marcus asked me to keep it a secret. And to make matters worse, his entire friend group knew about it and helped him hide it." I was reeling, trying to process this information. How could they all lie to me like that? I thought I knew these people, but I guess I was wrong. As I walked out of the restaurant, I felt like I was in a daze. I could not believe what I was hearing. My mind kept racing back to all the times Marcus had been busy, or working late. It all made sense now. I called my grandmother, who had always been my rock. She answered in a first ring, and I could hear the concern in her voice. "Emily, what's wrong?" she asked. I took a deep breath and told her everything. She listened, her voice calm and reassuring. "Remember, Emily, you are strong and capable. You deserve so much better than someone who would do that to you," she said. Her words gave me the strength to keep going. I knew I had to confront Marcus, but I was scared. What if he denied it? What if he tried to gaslight me? As I walked back to my apartment, I felt a sense of determination rising within me. I was going to get to the bottom of this, and I was going to make him pay. The next day, I confronted Marcus in a public restaurant, in front of all our friends and colleagues. I was shaking with rage, but I knew I had to do this. "Marcus, I know what you've been doing," I said, my voice trembling. "I know about you and Rachel." He looked taken aback, but then his expression changed to one of calmness. "Emily, I do not know what you are talking about," he stammered. I laughed, a bitter sound. "Don't lie to me, Marcus. I know everything," Sarah told me, and I know his entire friend group knew about it. The room fell silent, and all eyes were on us. Marcus's face turned red with anger, but I did not back down. "You used me, Marcus. You used me for my connections, my money, and my love. And you threw it all away for a cheap affair with my boss." The words poured out of me like venom. I felt a sense of power rising within me, a sense of strength I never knew I had. Marcus tried to speak, but I cut him off. No, Marcus. You're not going to gaslight me. You're not going to make me doubt myself. I know what I know, and I am not going to let you get away with it. The confrontation ended with Marcus storming out of the restaurant, leaving me shaken but empowered. I realized that I had been living in a dream world, a world where I was not good enough. But now, I saw the truth. I was worthy of love, respect, and honesty. As I walked out of the restaurant, I felt a sense of resolution. I had confronted my demons, and I had come out on top. I knew I still had a long way to go, but for the first time in a long time, I felt like myself again. Strong, capable, and fiercely protective of myself.